Okay. Okay, I think we are live. So good morning, everyone. Let me just share the link in some places. Feel free to share the YouTube link as well, guys. Feel free to share with any and everyone, members and non-members alike. Feel free to share the link. Okay, I think we are live. Whoops. Okay, so feel free to share the link, guys. Let's see if we can find some trades. I mean, actually, some of the harmonic patterns, I posted last week are still valid. As you can see, the pound JPY we were just looking at, they are still valid. Let's do this. Let's go there. So there we go. We can see it's pushing up. Okay, so I mean, just what I'm going to be doing, I'm basically just going to look at this and, share where we will most likely enter these trades. This is pound JPY, the 4-hour time frame. This is this is Trading View. It's one of the platforms we use for charting, obviously, drawing up our charts. And we can see here, this is the harmonic pattern, as it says there, the bullish Gartley pattern. I always endeavor to look at this and explain it quickly before, usually in every session. It's a 5-point pattern. We can see here, it starts with the X, A, B, C, D. It is a bit advanced, so I don't expect you to necessarily know how to draw it, so that's why I will draw it up and just tell you where to get in. So X, A, B, C, D. The D is where you would normally enter. As you can see here, looking at this box, which we call the position box, it tells you that it is the bias here is bullish, which means you expect the price to go up like it has been. We will usually get into the trade at this point, the D, which we call the price reversal zone, PRZ. So you'll get in here, and this is where we expect to come out of the trade, to close the trade. Yes, sometimes it does go higher, but at least this is where you have, as a final target. We are like halfway there now. You can see we are halfway there. So if the market goes against us, this is where we want to come out. We want to come out here. And you can see the risk reward is quite good. It's 5-to-1, which basically means for every $1, to put it in simple terms, for every $1 that you lose, you could possibly lose, you could potentially gain $5, which is very good. You want it to be that your risk to reward is good as a trader. So we have a risk reward of 5.41, which is like 1 to 5.41, which is very good. So basically means if I was to take 10 of these trades with a risk reward of 1 to 5, if I was to lose 1, it means I've lost, 1. If I was to lose this trade, I've lost 1. But if I was to gain, I'll gain $5. Never mind me interchanging dollars and pounds. Obviously, I'm trading from the UK. I'm more used to talking about pounds. but for everyone else, I know everyone else outside the UK might, think in dollars as opposed to pounds. But anyway, you know what I mean. So for every £1 you lose, you could possibly gain 5. That's basically what it means. So the price is pushing up for us. If anyone wants to get in this trade, you want to have your stop loss, below the previous swing low. That's where to have it. I mean, obviously, you would not be placing your stop loss here now because we have moved past here. If you had gotten here, then this would be your stop loss. But now that we've gone beyond the price reversal zone, if you were to enter here, you want to be having your stop loss below this swing. Because most of my harmonic patterns, I tend to drop on the 4-hour candle. I'll take that again. Because I tend to draw most of my harmonic patterns on the 4-hour time frame, it means that it could take some weeks for the whole trade to play out before it hits TP. If it does hit TP, it could take it could take some weeks. Consider that each candle here has taken 4 hours to paint. This last one, or the current one, let's make it bigger. The current one obviously is going to take 4 hours to play out as well. It's about 8:13 in the UK now, 8:13 a.m. This candle will close at 10. So we still have almost 2 hours, before this candle closes. So you can see what it means. Each candle taking 4 hours to close. I mean, we've been in this trade for 2 weeks now or so, at least 2 weeks, maybe longer. Sometimes I lose track of how long we've been in the trade. The way I tend to trade these guys, and that's what I suggest if you're trading with us this morning, if the harmonic pattern is drawn on a 4-hour and it's going to take a couple of weeks to play out, it means you can be going in and out of trades, really. You can be going in and out of trades. You don't have to stay in the trade all the way. I mean, say you had gotten here and it came up there and it pulled back. You don't necessarily have to stay in the pullback when it's pulling back. You could come out and wait for it to break the next high before you continue. So that's the way. Otherwise, even if you forget it, ideally you should not forget your trades as a trader. Even when you are swing trading, you should be watching. You should have a glance at your trade every 4 hours at least. I mean, if you take it like a business, it will pay you like a business. That's just the way it is. So I mean, if you consider it a source of income for you, maybe a secondary source of income, you still have to pay attention to it. Just glance at it, at least every 4 hours if you are swing trading. So anyway, that's the trade we are in. I'll be looking at. I'll just go through some of the trades we are in and see if we're able to jump in, any of this trade, or at least I'll give you an idea of where we'll be looking to get in again. Now, we are also in CHF JPY. CHF JPY, obviously, CHF JPY obviously is correlated to pound JPY, which we just looked at. So this is pound JPY. Let's go to CHF JPY. Oh, come on. All right, let's do that here. Okay. So you can see this is CHF JPY. It's correlated to pound JPY because they both pairs, have JPY in them. And the JPY, as you can see here, pound JPY, CHF JPY, with both of them, the JPY is the quote. The first one is the base currency. The first one is the base currency, and this one is the quote. So it means if anything goes wrong with JPY or goes well with JPY, the trades might move against you. And if you are in both trades, both CHF JPY and pound JPY, you could then lose both trades. That's why I don't always I advise not to trade correlated pairs. Just choose one and go with it. Because you can see here for both pairs, this one being pound JPY, we believe it's going to go up like it has been going up. So also the other one, it's been going up, except that now it's going down. They would not necessarily move exactly the same way, but most likely they would. And you want to be careful. So that's why I would not trade correlated pairs, even though I could draw out, the patterns for our trading community. It basically then means choose one. That's just what I mean when I post correlated pairs. It basically means choose one. I know sometimes greed gets in the way, but hey, that's life. Part of trading is to begin to learn to be disciplined. That's just what it is. So we are in this trade. Okay, I'm not in this trade anymore. I came out of this trade, but I am in the GJ trade still. We have other pairs we are in or we've been looking at. Okay, so you can see this one. I posted this one as well. I think it was last week, even though it's been playing out for some weeks. I am not in this trade. Not because I don't want to. I went in and I came out. Like I say, you don't have to jump into every trade. You don't have to jump into every trade. Bear with me, guys. My camera is not on today, but I'm sure you are getting you're getting some value from this. Hopefully when we trade together on Thursday, I would have my camera on. So if you are trading with us for the first time, welcome, 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 YouTube land. Hey, now you know what to do. Hit the like button for me. Now, do not come on the YouTube stream and don't like what we are doing, because even if no one else tells me, I know I am offering some value here. I'm giving some value. I've been trading since 2008. If by now I have no value to give as a trader, I don't know what I'm doing here. let me flatter myself a bit. Guys, you know what I mean? Just hit the like button for me. Don't be selfish with your generosity, or how do I put it now? Just hit the like button. Hit it only once, not twice. If you click on it the second time, you're going to be unliking what you have already liked. So just hit it once and I'll be happy. Okay, so like I was saying, this is USD Canadian dollar. I'm not in this trade, because I've taken some profit. I've come out. You can see what I've done here. For those of you who perhaps do not quite are new to trading, let's put it that way. You can see, apart from the harmonic pattern I've drawn, which looks like a butterfly in this case. Well, okay, this is a bat, bearish bat. It looks like a bat, if you like, an imperfect bat. These are the wings. You can see I've also drawn this line here, as support, and that is basically where price is at the moment. So I personally would not be doing anything now when price is at support. I would either wait for it to bounce back up, well, not bounce back up, bounce up, or break lower than this rectangle I've drawn. Okay, so this rectangle I've drawn, ooh, come on now. So you can see this rectangle I've drawn. I'm waiting for the price. Let's make this bigger. I'm waiting for the price to either go up or break below it before getting in. Well, what I'm expecting will happen is that it would break below. It might go up a bit before breaking down, but either way, you can see we have ascertained what we think the direction is, and it's to the downside. So you want to be, when you consider the box, guys, you know, the position box, you know, well, for me, well, you would have the red bit and the green bit. You know, you want to be trading in the direction of the green. That's what you want to do. You know, not trading against it. I mean, unless you know what you're doing. You know, I mean, you know, some of us do take what's it called? We do take counter trades, you know, counter trend trades, you know, but I don't do that all the time. You know, I only do that when I'm scalping. I'm not scalping today. Thursdays when we are scalping, guys, do not forget that we are scalping on Thursday. So, you know, if you're not part of the Telegram group, I encourage you to join the Telegram group, guys. Why? Because that's how you're going to be able to join the Zoom session on Thursday. You know, the Zoom session, guys, is going to be for those in our trading community, which means first and foremost, you have to be part of our Telegram group, you know, which is the free group. Be part of the Telegram group. And I have posted the criteria for getting into Zoom. You know, you'll be put into some other group where the link will be posted, or else I'll post the link directly to you, you know, so that you can then join our live scalping session on Thursday. That's this Thursday, 2 days time. You know, so you know, let me post, actually, as a matter of fact, let me post the link there now. Let me post the link. We're going to find some trade, guys, this morning. You know, we might not be able to jump into a trade, but at least we would know where to get in. I would tell you where I will be looking to get into trades this morning. I want to basically just quickly review some of our recent charts, and we would be good to go. Okay, so I have just posted the link to the Telegram group there now. You know, so do join the Telegram group. If you don't know what Telegram is, it is similar to WhatsApp, except that yes, there are differences. You know, just download it on your phone or on your desktop, and you should be able to follow us there. Okay, so let's go back to what we're looking at. We're looking at USD Canadian dollar, which is this one. You know, so I mean, again, we have to wait for, you know, the price to tell us where it wants to go, when it wants to continue its journey. It's been coming down beautifully. So if some of you entered this trade with me last week or so, you would have made some profit, or you should be in profit by now. I mean, from here, I don't believe most people caught it from the beginning, you know, which we would have been run about here at D. Or if you did, wow, I don't know what to say. You deserve a medal, you know. But I mean, at least if you didn't catch it at D, you could have caught it at the close of this candle, or even the close of this candle, which means if you are still in the trade, you should be over 140 something pips. Or at least if you came out at some point, you would have made some pips. Now, guys, you know what I say. Once I post these charts in our Telegram group, the onus is on you to go get into the trades. The onus is for you, it's on you to monitor the trades yourself and, you know, seek to get in and out. Okay, so let's look at two more and we would begin to do our analysis. What I intend to do is to go over to the MT4 and see if we can find some trades. So let's just quickly do this. You know, I've got some harmonic patterns to post on the Telegram channel this week. Well, today, I think I have one for today at least. Okay, so this is a trade that has played out completely. So we see here, pound CHF, it came all the way and hit, our final take profit. It went below it slightly, but it's pulling back up now. So I'll leave this for now. I'll rather focus on the ones that have not fully played out. Okay, so this is Euro JPY. Again, there's the JPY in there, which makes it correlated. So you can see with this one, that was the price reversal zone. It pushed up slightly. Well, not slightly, that's quite major. If we got in here, it gave about 80 pips, and then it began to reverse and went and hit stop loss. But having pushed up initially, ideally, you should have come out of the trade. The fact that a trade is posted like this doesn't mean that you stay in until it hits stop loss. If it goes into profit and it's beginning to go against you, you know when to come out. It doesn't have to hit stop loss. So this would have been a winning trade for some of us as well. I didn't get in this one either because I was sticking to pound JPY. But you can see it started going back up. Now, notice that these levels marked alphabetically XA. Let's check it. X, A, B, C, D. You can see they are, swing highs and swing lows, which obviously tells you or should tell you that there are areas where you can begin to look to enter trades again. You can see it went up, came down, came back here to this level. You can see where this line is, the broken lines, the dotted lines, came back to this level, pushed back down, and then boom, it went up. Trading is easy, guys. We just have to, be attentive and do what we need to do. As long as you know the rules, that's why it's important to get some proper Forex education, some Forex knowledge, and, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. So this is a trade, we could look to get in. But what I'll be doing as well as usual is, apart from what I'm going to be doing, this week, even especially as we're going to be adding people to the VIP Telegram group, I'm going to be posting more trades there, not just setups like this, not just, charts that I have marked up, but I mean trades as in with the entries, the take profits, and the stop loss. I'll basically, put the figures so that some of us can actually, take those trades. So you do have a good reason to join the Telegram group and, look for those signals to come in. Right. So one more, and we would look for trades to get into. Okay. Let's now go to New Zealand dollar USD, which is not a JPY pair. So you can see what happened with this one. Okay, well, from what you can see here, I'm sure you can tell there's something different with this one. I'm sure you're wondering, why is it like this? This is the D. This is where we're meant to enter the trade. So this was a good trade because it did not, there was little or no draw, well, there was no drawdown. It basically went up and just began going up, on and up and up. I since moved this red bit just to let people know that, we have gone past the reversal zone. So ideally, it should have been like this initially. It should have been like this initially. So you can see. So you can see the entry area, it basically just went into profit, began moving in direction of, moving in our direction. So with this one, we still have some way to go. Well, a little distance to go. Not much. I mean, that's where the price is now. I mean, going with the markup here, we still have about 40 pips to do, but it could go higher. it's just for us to know that, this is our final TP going with the harmonic pattern. So you can see again, I drew this box. I drew this box here. You know what I mean. Well, if you've been following me for some time, you know what that means. It basically means consolidation. I'm waiting for price to break either above it or below it before I continue the trade. So when I get into a trade and it begins to consolidate, I could stay in the trade. I could stay in the trade and place my stop loss there. If it's a long move, that is, if it's a buy, I could place my stop loss there, so that if the price drops and hits the stop loss, well, fine, I'm out of the trade. Otherwise, if it continues, then we continue collecting pips and profits. Just a hint, guys. When the price begins to consolidate, you don't necessarily have to come out. If you don't want to wait out all that consolidation, because this is wild. I mean, this is the 4-hour time frame. So if each candle is 4 hours, you can tell that definitely was a number of days. So if you don't want to be waiting for the price to complete its consolidation, then you could come out and enter again. But see what usually happens, guys. Sometimes when the price is breaking out of consolidation, it just moves like a rocket. Look at this. So assuming you got in, it got here, was consolidating, going up and down, call it consolidation, call it oscillation. It was going up and down. And then, boom! Look at that big candle. Look at that big candle. Let's just measure it from here. That was a 66 pip move at least. So it basically means, if you had come out of that trade, you would have missed that 66 pip move. Whereas if somebody came and got into consolidation and they say, okay, fine, I'll stay here. I'll just place my stop loss here. I'll see what happens. And they would have caught this 66 pip move. Whereas those who came out would have missed out on that. That's just the way it is. We have to basically just decide, how we want to trade. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean that, that's the way to do it, but that's the way it is. I mean, as long as you have drawn up a chart, you've marked up your chart, and you have a bias, you believe it's a strong move in one direction, just wait out the consolidation. That's the way I do it. If I've drawn up this chart, for instance, I see that my target is above there, I'll just wait out the consolidation, knowing that it could result in a big rocket move like this. So let's leave this. What we're not going to do is we're going to switch over to the MT4 guys and see what we can find. You can see what I'm doing here. I'm taking you through the trading view as well as the MT4. So bear with me just a minute while I tidy up some things. Again, if you are joining us for the first time, or if you're joining us, again today, do click on the like button for me on the on YouTube. Click on the like button. I want you to join our Zoom session on Thursday, that's in 2 days' time, to trade, to scalp with us. When we meet on Tuesdays, I will basically go over, patterns like this and tell you what's going on, where we could be possibly looking to enter again. Otherwise, it will be the case that I would, if we find some trades, which I'm going to be going over, which is the reason why I'm going over to the MT4 now, you could end up with 1 or 2 trades during our Tuesday meetings, or perhaps sometimes no trades to get into straight away. But during the scalping session, guys, you can be sure in the 1 or 2 hours we're going to be together, we will surely find some trades. You know what I mean? You know, because if you are scalping, you are looking not at the 4-hour time frame, you are looking at, you know, maybe the 5-minute time frame, the 15-minute time frame. So we'll most likely get some trades then. You know, so let's switch over. Thank you guys. I can see some of you have liked, I've clicked on the like button. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, when you click on the like button, what basically happens is that the YouTube algorithm, you know, pushes pushes the you know, pushes the link or the stream, you know, to more people, so that they too can also enjoy what you are enjoying. So bear with me. Let me switch over to the MT4. In the meantime, let me have some music in the background. I know it's a bit quiet. I know it's a bit quiet. Otherwise. Okay. And this is the MT4. Okay, as you can see, I am in some trades already. This is pound JPY, and there is the pound USD. Okay, so I am going to be looking at just a couple of pairs, today or during this session at least. I'm going to be concentrating on the pairs that I trade often.
Last year.
Can we be muted, please? Let's be muted. Okay, thank you. So pairs that I tend to trade often include Euro, New Zealand dollar. I will also be looking at the DAX as well. Let's check the DAX as well. Okay, the DAX is pushing up. I mean, the DAX is at an all-time high. This is the monthly time frame. You can see it's at an all-time high. It doesn't mean we cannot trade it. It just means that we have to be careful it does not reverse against us powerfully. This is a daily time frame. Okay, I mean, to be quite honest with you, I won't be looking to get into this trade because it is coming up against resistance. Okay, let's we were looking at USD CAD a while ago. Let's check that USD CAD. Okay, that's USD CAD. Okay, I mean, from what we saw a while ago, USD CAD is at support. Yeah, we can see USD CAD is at support. So really, we'll be waiting for it to break below here or move up. I mean, it could be a head and shoulder pattern developing on the 4-hour. If it breaks below here, let's check the 1-hour. Yeah, it is a strong area of support. So, I mean, we basically have to wait. I mean, that's one of the things about trading, guys. Patience, does win the day. We wait for price to come to us, as in we wait for price to come to where we want it to be, before we get in the trade. Otherwise, we could be in trouble. I mean, you could feel free to let me know what pair you want us to look at. Let's try Euro USD. I mean, all right, pound New Zealand dollar. I mean, what's happening at the moment, obviously, because of the bank holiday yesterday, prices are at a point where you just have to be patient, but there's going to be, some powerful moves happening on some of these pairs because of where they are at. One thing to note, guys, is that after a period of consolidation, the price usually pushes powerfully. That's what happens. I mean, you can see here again, just like we showed you on Trading View a while ago, the price was consolidating here, going up and down, and then boom, this big candle, an 86 or 87 pip move. It went like that and then came back down. So you can see if you got in, somewhere here or anywhere here, you'd have captured this and then, carried on down. But that's what happens. There's consolidation going on. I mean, you will not always have to wait for 19 candles in this case, or 20. Sometimes it could be just, a few candles you wait before it moves. I mean, from here, for instance, you see there was consolidation going on from here to here, about 5 candles, and then it started pushing up powerfully. So it's just to understand price action, guys, to be patient when you need to. If the market is doing nothing seemingly, well, if that's possible, the market is always doing something. Even though it's consolidating, it is doing something, it's telling you something. But you might think, let's put it this way, if the market seems to be going nowhere, just wait until it tells you when it wants to move. So even with this one now, consolidation going on here, really. New Zealand dollar JPY. Yeah, a lot of the pairs are at support or resistance. We just have to wait. We just have to wait, guys. I mean, I'll let you know. I mean, the thing is, obviously, we're not going to stay here, when the price is not ready to get into. So we'll be finishing our stream on YouTube shortly, whereby I'll be able to, I'll then continue with the guys on Zoom, but let's go through some pairs and see what we can find. What I will be doing as usual, having looked at some pairs during the live stream, I would follow up with whatever I'm doing on Telegram. So feel free to join me using the link there, the Telegram link I posted there on YouTube, and you'll be able to see what I'm doing. Okay, so this is one pair. This is what's it called? This is the pair for which I'll be posting the harmonic pattern, most likely later today. There is a bearish harmonic pattern on this Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar. So I'll be posting that today. It is, this is the D, like I showed you a while ago, the XABCD harmonic pattern. This is the D. You can see if you got, I didn't really trade yesterday. I entered one trade and just left it, on one of my accounts. And it wasn't on this pair. It wasn't on Aussie dollar. It wasn't on Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar. That was the D. I was looking at it. The reason why I didn't enter is because bank holidays sometimes could be unpredictable, but you can see if I'd entered yesterday, I would have captured some pips, but then it's gone back to D. So I'm expecting it to drop again, but then we always have to watch what price is doing. The fact that you draw up a harmonic pattern or you draw the harmonic pattern doesn't mean that it would play out the way it should. That goes for any and every single pattern, any and every single chart pattern, whether it's harmonic patterns, cup and handle, what's it called now? What are the others? Head and shoulder, you name it. You could draw up those patterns. Sometimes they play out brilliantly, other times they don't. I mean, if you do have chart patterns like we do in the market, it means that they've been proven to be reliable. Reliable doesn't mean 100% consistently profitable. It just means that you have a high probability of winning the trade. That's what it is. So this is the D. I wouldn't even bother drawing it up here now. I'll do that, I'll post it in Telegram group. So if one had gotten a D, you'd have collected some pips. But I'm expecting that this would drop, again. It could go up slightly and drop. But then even if it goes up against the pattern, then that's fine. But at least we know where we were supposed to have entered. This is the 4 hour. Let's look at okay, we can see what's happening here. So if you are on one time frame, you might not exactly get the full picture. That's why you need to go through, some different time frames, what we call multi-time frame analysis. So we see here on the 4 hour, you can only tell that yes, the price has been pushing up, but it's pulled back slightly. But if you go to a lower time frame like the 1 hour, you can see the candle, which is red. On the 4, you can't see the red candle. You can only see that it's pulled back. But with experience, you can tell, oh, that must be a red candle playing out there. But you see clearly on the 4 hour, sorry, on the 1 hour, just like you've had a series of wiki candles, yes, with wicks. I'm making up new names now, wiki. You see some wicks there. That basically tells you, okay, there was rejection previously in that area, and that rejection seems to be playing out again. But hey, you might have to wait for the close of, maybe not necessarily this candle only, but the close of the 1 hour of the 4 hour candle, which closes in about 1 hour and 5 minutes before you decide what to do. So this is a trade that we could possibly get into today or maybe tomorrow. So at least, even if we don't find a trade to jump in straight away, we have a trade which we could trade for the week. And like I said, with harmonic patterns being drawn up on the 4 hour, you can be in a trade for some weeks. You can be in a trade for some weeks. Let's go to a lower time frame. Okay. Now I believe you're beginning to see what's going on. With lower time frames, you will definitely see more red or bearish candles. That is an area which is proven to be some strong support. You can see here, coming back to the 4 hour, you can see I'm switching between the higher time frame and the lower time frame. And looking at where we are now, as a diligent trader, you would look left. And if you look left, you can see there was a lot of consolidation in the past, some kind of support and resistance area happening here. It lines up with where we are now, all the way to here. If we're to go back, you will see it still goes that way. This is a strong area of support and resistance. We definitely want to wait for price to decide what it wants to do before we go with it. If it breaks above, if price breaks above this blue rectangle or blue box, like this, let's draw up something. If it goes above it like this, oops, let's put this down. If the price goes above it, it breaks above it like this, I would wait for a retest of that area. A retest of that area before it continues up or it comes back down. If it breaks above it, it could be a fake out. It could be a fake out, which means it will go up and then come back down, before we enter. So that's the way I'm going to be looking to trade this. Anyway, guys, let's just look for one or two more. Let's just check if there are any setups that we can enter straight away, on one or two more pairs, after which we would call it a day on YouTube today. But at least we have a currency pair we are watching. Like I said, we're going to be, you saw the patterns, the harmonic patterns we looked at on TradingView a while ago, and you saw that they are indeed playing out nicely, going in the direction of the green box. We have the opportunity of catching this trade as well at the very beginning. How beautiful it is, guys, when you catch a trade just when the move is starting, at the beginning of the move. So this is a pair that we are possibly going to be able to catch at the beginning of the move. Okay, let's find some other trades. This one as well, the DAX, it's also at resistance, so we won't be doing anything with that one. Okay. Let's look for more pairs. Let's look for two more pairs and we would call it a day. Okay, so we'll also look at USD CHF as well. So when we're scalping on Thursday, we're going to be focusing on the major pairs, because with the major pairs, you have low spreads. If you are scalping, you want to be trading pairs that have low spreads, so you don't, it doesn't take long to go into profits. Okay, so guys, there's really nothing I can find that is tradable just yet. So we would have to basically leave it here today. And, if anything, if I find anything, I'll post it in the Telegram group. So feel free to join our Telegram group again. And, we stream, if you are joining us for the first time, we stream here. We do live stream on YouTube every Tuesday usually from about 8 o'clock. So feel free to join us again next week. But if you want to join our scalping session on Zoom, not on YouTube, if you want to join our scalping session on Zoom, on Thursday, then, you can find the information as to how to do that over on Telegram. So I'm logging out now on YouTube, and I'll be continuing with, the guys over on Zoom. Have a nice trading day, and catch you next week, or hopefully on Thursday. Bye now.